is the job market so bad right now? I've been trying to find a job. I'm a certified phlebotomist. I need to get into the medical field. Like, what is going on? Why is it so hard?
And another thing, because this gets me heated, unless you've been on a job search in the last 2 years, you do not know how bad it is out here. The job market is trash. Basura, it's been bad. I'm talking about applying to 20 jobs a day, reaching out to recruiters, doing this on LinkedIn, and hearing crickets. People are trying. People are not lazy. And then people who have a job give the most useless advice, like, why don't you tailor your resume to every single job? You don't think that I've done that?
Currently, I'm unemployed. Yeah, so I just finished the second round of interviews, and they immediately invited me to the third round. So I was just curious. I was like, hey, like, how long does your interview process typically take before you get to, like, actually start a job? And this person told me straight up and was like, oh, yeah, our interview process does, like, 8 rounds. Huh?
I have made the incredibly tough decision today to quit the job market search after 5 weeks of subjugating myself to unimaginable rejection and just honestly torture to become a hoe.
This door keeps getting slammed in my face, and it's incredibly demoralizing to not be able to afford living, especially when you're working a job that's sucking your soul out of your eyeballs.
Is it just me, or does it seem like the current job market is literally pushing people to the edge?
I've applied to 300 plus jobs since August, and I've heard back on none of them. Before you say it's my resume or my cover letter or my references or my experience, I've got those covered. I'd worked with professionals on all of them, and I don't use AI writing cover letters because I think people can tell. I don't know at what point I'm supposed to pivot and completely change what I'm supposed to do, because I'm very close to just starting a trade. I love working with my hands, honestly, so it's not like a diss, but it's something I just don't know how to get into really, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do because this door keeps getting slammed in my face, and it's incredibly demoralizing to not be able to afford living, especially when you're working a job that's sucking your soul out of your eyeballs.
How many of you guys work a job that's currently sucking your soul out of your eyeballs? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the comment section. With that being said, she makes a good point that, listen, if you're not getting hired in the field you want to work in, you might want to look at something else, maybe a blue collar job. And I know everyone's not built that way. I may not be built that way, but I think that what the main point is, if you're not getting work in white collar work, which is where the recession is happening right now, which is why you put in 300 applications and you don't hear back from any of them, which is crazy, you might need to shift your focus somewhere else, whether that be blue collar work, whether that be, I don't know, retail. I don't know. But the point is you have to find something that's a different way to maneuver to get where you want to be. Because simply just applying and waiting to hear back, you're going to get lost in the black hole of applicant tracking systems and never hear back from anybody.
The media is completely gaslighting job seekers right now. I've seen so many articles and I've seen so many news interviews that are talking about how the job market is hot right now, how we have historically low unemployment, even though I see a lot of people around me aren't even working or even applying for jobs. They also say that we're adding lots of jobs to the economy. I've heard them say things like it's a robust job market, that it's doing really, really well. And I just feel like if I was a job seeker watching that, I would be asking, what is wrong with me? Like, why am I applying to hundreds and thousands of jobs and not hearing anything back? Why am I really struggling on this job search? Yet the media is telling me that this is a good labor market. And the truth is, they are just lying. They are misleading people. And so are so many people who show up into these comments saying things like, no, everybody's hiring. Like, I can't find people at my company. So if you're a job seeker, do not pay attention to the media. I am talking to hundreds and thousands of people who are struggling just like you. The job market is extremely challenging. And if you don't have a strategy to find a job, you could find yourself on a really long job search.
So he said something there that's very, very important. He said he knows people that are not looking for jobs right now and they're not being included. That's the thing. So when they look at the unemployment numbers, they're looking at people who are actively seeking work. They don't count people who are not looking for work, who are discouraged from looking for work. They're only counting people that are actively looking for work. That also doesn't take into account like gig workers, or they're taking into account gig workers and people who are like freelancing, not the people that you're really trying to compare yourself to that have like an office job, so to speak. So what he's saying is true in a way. The media is kind of gaslighting us, let's be honest. At the same time, it's about how they're calculating that unemployment ratio, unemployment number. It skews things. You know how they say numbers don't lie? sometimes, well, people lie with numbers. Numbers by themselves don't lie, but people do lie with numbers. So they might be saying that unemployment is low, unemployment's at 4.2%, it's not that bad. But you look around yourself, look at all your friends on the couch eating Cheetos. Look at all your cousins watching NBA all day with no job. Look at your boyfriend or girlfriend sitting there painting their nails or playing video games. And you're like, they're not working. So, and it's not just them, it's everyone around me. And you realize that things are pretty bad.
I just watched a video of a lady with 2 master's degrees and 15 years of experience in tech sales or something, she said, which sounds like, oh my God, what a like perfect candidate for anybody looking for that kind of person, right? She said she's been looking for a job for 2 years, put in 6,000 applications and blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting there listening, judging. You know, I'm judgy. And she kept explaining, like, she can't even get a job at Trader Joe's. She talked to the manager at fucking Trader Joe's, and the manager was like, yo, we got job applications backlogged. And after hearing that, I promise you, I'm not being snooty when I say this. It's just, I'm not built like that. I would literally give up searching for a job and go try and make some money on my own. Like, I wouldn't, after a month or two, being that qualified and getting shit on like that, no way, 0% chance.
Sounds like she's overqualified, let's be honest. If she has, what he say, 16 years of experience and like, what, 6 degrees? I don't know what they're in. That's another thing they're not saying here. But it sounds to me like if she's going to apply at Trader Joe's, unless it's like a senior or regional management position at Trader Joe's, they're gonna look at her like, why are you here and how long are you gonna stay? Because you're very overqualified. That's my guess. Let's keep going.
We'll keep trying to get a job working for somebody. Clearly nobody's hiring. I would just be like, okay, my focus is shifting to making money on my own. I don't give a fuck if it's reselling, wholesaling, cleaning houses. Shit, go on Turno. It's called Turn. I don't know if it still exists, but it's called Turno for like Airbnb. You gonna be, it's basically slave labor if you don't own the company, but you can make $100 a day. I would stack that as much as I could because being poor is expensive. I know. Before y'all get in the comment section, if you want a video on that, just let me know. Being poor is expensive. Being poor is literally a trap. It costs you money to be poor. It's insane. Y'all need to start thinking like that. If the job market is that bad, fuck it. Just start trying to earn your own money. Something will stick. Stop being scared to fail. You're failing at the job search. I know it doesn't feel as if you're failing, like they didn't accept you. No, you're failing. Stop being afraid to fail, trying to make your own money. Fuck it. Go make your own money. You know it's free? Starting a new TikTok page and trying to be a clipper. Yapping on your cell phone. She made a video, she has a cell phone. Yap on your cell phone, get 5,000 followers, get into that TikTok shop, start ordering samples. I don't care if you can afford one item.
So he makes a good point that a lot of people are turning to that gig economy, that freelancer economy. Even a lot of jobs like corporations, as opposed to hiring W-2 workers, they're actually favoring 1099 employees. Obviously, for obvious reasons. They don't have to pay 1099 employees health insurance. They have to handle, 1099 employees have to handle all their own taxes. But I mean, there are benefits to that too. So there are benefits, pros and cons to both sides of the equation. But the main point is a lot of companies now are approaching job hiring differently. And so a lot of people now have to approach making money differently, like he's saying. Maybe you gotta drive Uber. I think he said something, I think he meant to say Turo, which is where you rent your car on an app, kind of like Airbnb for cars. You gotta go do Uber Eats or DoorDash. Like he said, start a TikTok, start a YouTube, whatever you can do. It's not the easiest thing in the world, depending on what you're doing, but it doesn't mean don't do it, don't try it, because just sitting around and waiting for a job to come along and hire you, not gonna work. So, I don't know, guys, it's tough. With that being said, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Feel free to give the video a like, comment, subscribe if you feel so too inclined, because it helps with the algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, make smart financial decisions.